Getting terrible maps can be one of the most annoying things, which sucks because it's where you'll be spending most of your time. So today, thanks to this guy, I decided to spend a couple of weeks mastering the 5 most hated maps in War Thunder, to show you all the death traps and amazing spots I found along the way, so that you too can master War Thunder's worst maps, and actually start having fun. Which is hard to do on this first map, I'm not even gonna try. And I found that A is an absolute death trap on the single zone version. It's super open and exposed, but also necessary to cap. There's not many maps that have a strategic point like this. Think of controlling A like controlling the entire map. If you lose it, it becomes an uphill battle. But if you can keep it, you'll force the enemy to charge the zone through the open, which is a death sentence. But guys, I found a route that works really well for me. Once you spawn, immediately go for the left edge of the map, and then follow the big road up. But just before A, turn into the buildings, as the main road is also a death trap. Now once you're in the buildings, take up a position and snipe tanks going for A. You can usually get a couple of kills. But there's one spot on this map that I actually like, and to use it, you need an armored tank. And once you spawn, drive straight towards A. Your destination is this building right here. Now all you have to do is drive on top of it, knock down this wall for more room, and cleaner shots on the tanks over on the right flank, and you should be able to increase your kill to death ratio. And guys, in my opinion, this one spot redeems the whole map. Okay, next is the fire arc, and on this map, the spawn is the death trap. It's impossible to get out of once you get spawn camped. So the only way to win is to not get spawn camped, ever. You basically have to hold the front line somewhere inside the buildings, and if you lose the buildings, you will lose. But if you can manage to take and hold the buildings, then you can spawn camp the enemy, and because both sides of the map are identical, they will not be able to get out of the spawn. A good route that I found is to spawn and immediately go for the bottom left of the map. Now, I would not suggest capping A because of how open the zone is, but you can get side shots on the tanks leaving the buildings, and normally, it takes a bit for them to find where they're getting shot from. My best advice for this map, other than just don't get it, is to find a sniping spot that works for you, and then just sit there getting kills. And if you really want to help your team, then you should kill tanks coming out of the buildings, to prevent them from spawn camping you. I mean, I got spawn camped almost every time. Guys, please subscribe, because I am having to play all these terrible maps, and it would really help me reach my goal of 10,000 subscribers. Okay, now I personally don't hate the Battle of the Hurtgen Forest, but the people have spoken and decided it sucks. First, never go for C. No matter what version you get, C is a no-go zone. Just don't. Instead, go for B or A. And if you get the version with the zones in a row like this, then you can cap fairly easily. And also, in my experience, C is completely unnecessary to cap. You can win without ever touching C. The route that I like best is to go for B and cap, and then make your way for A as fast as possible. And sit somewhere in these buildings here. The goal here is to catch the enemies going for A or C. But guys, if you take up this position, you are the stopping block. You cannot let the enemy slip past. It's the tipping point of the map. If you keep this small pocket of buildings, you'll drain the enemy's tanks and spawn points as they try to get past the blockade. And then, your team has time to advance and take A for good. In my experience, taking and holding the small pocket of buildings is the difference between winning and losing. But if you want to flank, then I would strongly suggest going high and not low. I often see tanks going low and getting just 1 or 2 kills before they die. Whereas if you go high to flank, you'll have more cover and better shots on the tanks that come out of the spawn. And if you wanted to, you could always push into their flank and possibly get even more kills. Next up is Sweden, and apparently a lot of people hate this map, including some of you guys. But I personally have never got Sweden and thought, F***. In fact, I like it, and it might be because I always go for C, if it's there. It's easy to cap, and most of the time you can get away to flank B, but I never go for A, because unlike B and C that have clear defined borders and entry points, A just has angles. A lot of angles and shapes that make it extremely easy to die before you even cap. Not to mention that A just straight up sucks. The route that I found works best is to go for C and cap, and then make a run for B from behind. There's almost guaranteed to be a tank in there that you can kill. After that, make a run for the grass here, and ambush tanks trying to go for B and C. It works really well. Just don't stay there too long, or someone will find you and kill you. So after a couple of kills, head back to B or C, whichever one the enemy controls, and you should be able to get a bunch of kills. And if you want to flank early in the game, then you can follow this road all the way to their spawn flank. Just keep in mind, the enemy might be trying the exact same thing, so you might run right into a tank. Yeah, that won't end well. Unless you're playing low tier. I'm not judging. Okay guys, but before we can master the worst map to come out of Gaijins lab, I just want to remind you that I do have a store. And if you want to help my channel out, then please check that link out in the description, along with a 10% code for your tanks. Okay, so it's been years since I've got the Red Desert, and it's the most hated map from what I've seen. So I desperately needed to get it, which is why I decided to favorite the Red Desert. And to my surprise, I have now gotten it twice in 1 month. Okay, so because everywhere on this map is a death trap, you need to find a teammate or a squad mate to follow and help. Now the Red Desert is full of cliffs. That is where you fight, on the high ground. The moment you try to take the fight to the ground, that is when you die. And because the Red Desert is so big, you'll need to bring a tank with a laser rangefinder. If you don't, you will be sorry. Everyone likes to hide, and everyone likes to snipe on this map, so you basically have to do the same, but better than everyone else. But finding a sniping spot can be actually pretty hard. So I would suggest any cliff with a bit of cover that's on one of the edges of the map. That way you get more side shots on tanks. I found this cliff that worked for me on D7. It has a bit of cover as well as a great view of the map. Okay, but will you ever actually use these tips for the Red Desert? Probably not. But that's because a lot of people have banned this map. I guess because they hate it, which I understand. And it's also why I haven't gotten it in over 4 years. Until I favorited it. So if you want to try the Red Desert again, definitely favorite or unban it. Now guys, there's a map I've been getting a lot recently that I wanted to include in this video, because I hate it so much. It's Finland. And as far back as I can remember, I've always gone for A, but it was always followed by a quick death. And then the entire map just dissolved into me killing one tank and immediately dying, which I'm sure is the same for most of us. However, because Gaijin keeps giving me the same map over and over again, I have had some time to find its quirks, like this ambushing spot over on the flank of B. It's a really good spot to catch tanks going for B. Just make sure to watch this hill, as there'll often be a tank that makes it here and kills you. But guys, I would not advise going directly for B, because of how exposed it is from all sides. And if you do want to flank, then wait till the map is halfway over, and then race down the left side of the map and cut into the enemy's flank. You should catch them off guard. Well guys, this video was actually really fun to make, even though I played on a whole bunch of terrible maps. So don't forget to subscribe so I can reach my goal of 10,000 subscribers. Watch this video here if you want to know how to use your AA, or check out my store in the description, and I'll see you in the next map.